Coming up, taking steps to deal with human trafficking.
A look at the city, how will it perform in the next couple of months? This is News Hour, live on GBC24 and GTV. Welcome. My name is Shirley Ananu.
I'm Gifty AG, and our signer is Robert Frimpon Manso.
Now straight to our first story. Modern day slavery or human trafficking is reported to be on the increase in Ghana, prompting calls for increased efforts, particularly from the security agencies, to fight the crime. Every year, thousands of men, women and children fall into the hands of traffickers in their own countries and abroad. Almost every country in the world is affected by trafficking, whether as a country of origin, transit or destination for victims. The Human Trafficking Secretariat of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection is running a session seminar in Accra to create deep understanding of the situation and how best to deal with human trafficking. A report by Rebecca Ewa.
Human trafficking is cruel, inhumane and considered a modern-day slavery. The most affected are children, women, the poor and the least educated in society. In response to the threats posed by human trafficking, the government of Ghana has adopted a number of UN protocols and promulgated the Human Trafficking Act, Act 694.
We are looking forward to training more security officers at the border posts to effectively identify, prevent and prosecute offenders of trafficking. Embarking on information campaigns, advocacy and capacity building programs within the trafficking-prone communities. Coordinating the implementation of the Child Protection Compact agreement signed between Ghana and the governments of the US. The compact is being implemented by IOM and Free the Slaves.
This year, the CID unit of the Ghana Police Service deployed officers to intercept and prevent unsuspecting victims from being trafficked to the destination countries.
It is, however, worthwhile to state that these officers of the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit and other stakeholder institutions require continuous training and retraining to enhance their professional capacities, to discharge their duties professionally, and to help bring to the barest minimum activities of human traffickers in Ghana.
The root causes of human trafficking are varied and can therefore not be addressed in isolation.
The Ghana Immigration Service, we commit ourselves to the fight, and we see this as the beginning of the new era. We will strengthen our structures. We have the anti-human smuggling and trafficking in persons section within the Ghana Immigration Service, and we will cooperate with all stakeholders, especially with our sister police service. We will strengthen our border controls and put in anti-human trafficking desks at all our border posts. The human trafficking regulation was unveiled yesterday. We have taken note of the provisions and various roles assigned to stakeholders. We will fully support the fight against human trafficking in Ghana.
The capacity building to equip all stakeholders was informed by the need for a collective effort in fighting the heinous crime. Reporting for GBC24, Rebecca Iwa.
Now, Ghana and India have committed to exploring non-traditional areas of trade to enhance their economies. The value to India's current investment in Ghana has risen to $1 billion and is expected to increase further in the near future. This was the outcome of a meeting between Vice President Kwesi Amissah-Arthur and the outgoing Indian High Commissioner to Ghana, Jiva Sagar.
India is one of Ghana's key trade partners. Between 2013 and 2014, bilateral trade between the two countries amounted to $1.2 billion. agriculture, health, security and education are some of the areas in Ghana where India has invested. A recent visit to Ghana by the Indian President, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, has further strengthened the existing relations between the two nations. In the recent visit, India increased its funding support for Ghana. Ghana, on the other hand, has been exporting cocoa, timber, scrap metals, cashew nuts and other fruits as well as precious minerals to India. In future, the third largest economy in the world not only wants trade with Ghana increased, but also value addition to all Ghanaian products exported to that country.
The two governments wanted to take the bilateral trade from $3 billion to $5 billion. And in your various interactions with the Indian business communities, you have always advised them, and I'm very grateful for that both sides should sit together, identify areas where we can complement each other and enhance the trade.
Vice President Kwesi Arthur commended the outgoing Indian High Commissioner for his zeal for economic growth, the outcome of which is the $2 billion worth of trade growth between the two countries.
For us, it's the economic relations that we cherish the most. And it has come at a time that you were High Commissioner in our country, in which trade has expanded tremendously. There's been investment, and anytime Indian investors have arrived in our country, we have had very interesting discussions with them. We know that the relations will grow, and our people will grow with the relations that are there. So,
Mr. Jiva Saga assumed the post of High Commissioner to Ghana in 2013.
The Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development and the Tema Metropolitan Assembly have commissioned a refurbished choker smoker for fishmongers at Tema Mahia. Heavy rainfall last year destroyed a similar facility. The equipment derives its name from Choco, a fishing community in Accra, and it is an efficient post-harvest processing facility.
Mongers in the Tema metropolis have over the years operated from the Tema New Town under unhygienic conditions. In the absence of a proper place to dry and smoke their fish, these women process the fish under unsanitary conditions within their dwellings. In 2011, government in response to the situation released 130,000 Ghana cedis to the Tema Metropolitan Assembly to improve business and social conditions in the area. The fund was also used to construct these sheds and pavilions where fresh fish can be properly stored before processed. These sheds are also to serve as a traditional fish smoking facility, popularly known as Choco Smoker. The Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Ms. Sherry Aiti, and other government officials have handed over the facility to the fish women. The Secretary for the Tema Mahia Fishmongers and Smokers Association, Ms. Charity Happy Yourself, thanked the ministry for the support.
I'm happy because at times when we smoke the fish like this, to get truck to send it to the roadside, we can't get it. But as the legal tricycle is with us, our fish will be improving and then everything will go on well.
We are here today to strengthen the work of women who are engaged in fish smoking because they contribute over $500,000 in terms of trading, export of fish, to the Ghanaian economy.
The Assembly has committed itself not only in the reconstruction of the Choco Smoker, but we see the entire area as a place fit for enhanced fish processing center. We're going to regrade the whole place so that we would give them a sort of modern fish drying platform which will not be dusty, will not be muddy, but will always be shining and give the fish a better appeal.
The minister later launched and presented the Fisheries Regulation Act LI 1968, which has been recorded in various Ghanaian languages, to the chief fishermen to ensure proper fishing practices. The fish traders were also presented with wire mesh, aluminium basins and tricycles to improve their businesses.
Away from that story, artisans in the Volta region have received assorted business startup kits. At the presentation, the First Lady, Mrs. Lodina Mahama, called for emphasis on technical and vocational education and skills development to fast-track development. She says technical and vocational education equips individuals economically and helps reduce unemployment. But there are major challenges confronting the drive to promote it.
Support for the Lodina Mahama Foundation to the informal sector, particularly in the areas of skills development and vocational training, is in line with the government's transformational agenda and advocates for diversification, promotion and patronage of locally manufactured goods and services. Mrs. Lodina Mahama says her foundation recently added support to artisans and small and medium-scale enterprises as one of the foundation's modules. It was therefore the turn of the people of the Volta region to benefit from the initiative. The startup kits were for basins, carpenters, hairdressers, barbers and dressmakers. The Volta Regional Minister Helen Ntoso commended the First Lady for the initiative, since many of the beneficiaries find it difficult to obtain startup capital and kits.
What the First Lady is doing is very significant for this nation, because by so doing, the economy of this country will have a boost. And if the economy has a boost, then it means that Ghana will be a better place for all of us to live in.
The First Lady, Lodina Mahama, called for a paradigm shift towards technical and vocational education in the country. She urged the youth to focus on skills training and development.
A skilled workforce has a great potential of accelerating any country's drive towards development. It plays an important role in reducing poverty as it creates brighter prospects for faster employment for our youth. It's extremely important as a society and as parents to support the government transformational agenda by encouraging our world to be interested in vocational and technical skills and to go for training at appropriate institutions.
In the company of the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Do Ajaho, and the Volta Regional Minister Helen Ntoso, the First Lady and her entourage also visited the whole central market to interact with the leadership of the market women.
Hello, good evening and welcome. We are grateful to have you join us for some business updates. I am Dorothy Ajamine. Market watchers are projecting that the cedi will close the year stable if the currency is able to stand the pressures of August and September. These 2 months are especially associated with huge imports ahead of Christmas. Although the local currency has suffered a number of jolts in the past weeks, there is optimism that the cedi will enjoy stability by close of year.
The last quarter of 2015 saw the cedi gaining grounds against major trading currencies, especially the US dollar, after it lost some 26% in the first 3 quarters of the year. The appreciation was largely due to a $1 billion Eurobond and a $1.8 billion cocoa syndicated loan that brought some dollar liquidity into the system. The gains were sustained into the first and second quarters of 2016 after closing 2015 at 3 cedis 80 pesos to the US dollar on the interbank market. In the last 2 weeks, however, the cedi has shed off some 3.9% of its value to the US dollar, trading at 3 cedis 98 pesos and 5 cedis 19 pesos to the pound sterling on the interbank market. But Managing Director of First Bank Financial Services, Samuel Esiedu, believes that this trend could be stopped with the coming on board of the 10 project and a cocoa syndicated loan in the offing.
What could help is the syndicated loan, as you mentioned, that is coming up August. So to be concluded by August, hopefully September, there will be first drawdown. That would then help to have a lot of dollar in the system. Therefore, the cedi should be stronger and not get a bit weakened.
Managing Director of AFB Financial Services, Arnold Parker, also projects that the cedi will remain stable if it's able to pull through the pressures associated with August and September.
Yeah, August, September, because that's about the time that importers are likely to place their orders for Christmas. So usually that's when the cedi comes under pressure. Now, if the rates don't move August, September, then we are likely to close the year with that.
The local currency may hold its own against major trading currencies in the last quarter of the year. Analysts, however, say the fundamentals of the economy must be fixed to ensure a stable currency in the years ahead.
GCB Bank, one of Ghana's leading banks, now has a new branch in Weja in the Greater Accra region. This brings to 159 the number of branches across the country. With this new branch, GCB says it is poised to better serve customer needs while providing quality services to both existing and potential customers.
Over the years, GCB Bank, formerly known as Ghana Commercial Bank, has offered customers a variety of products and services, giving them a different experience in banking. Since its inception in 1953, GCB Bank has introduced various banking products such as fixed deposits, savings accounts, current accounts, electronic banking, 24-hour personal loan for salaried workers, and overdraft. A recent addition to its bouquet is GCB Light Pay, which allows merchants of all types to accept card payments anytime and anywhere. To better serve its teeming customers, GCB Bank has opened a new branch at Weja, close to the West Hills Mall in the South District of the Greater Accra region. This makes it the fourth branch inaugurated in this year after the Hacho, Amasamang and Ajiringano branches which were opened. The new addition is in line with the bank's next phase of its rebranding program, where all its branches across the country will be remodeled and new branches opened to inject modernity while improving service delivery. The Chief Finance Officer of GCB Bank, Mr. Socrates Afram, assured both existing and potential customers of improved banking experience.
We see the customer as the one who keeps us at the place of work. And because the customer is the king, we will go the extra mile to meet the needs of the customer. What we are going to do going forward is to enhance this, make sure the culture of proactivity is ingrained in every staff. GCV is changing, and as we move along the next few years, you see a complete change. And we invite all of you to come on board. Come open an account with us and feel the change yourself so that you'll be a good ambassador for GCB.
Going forward, management of GCB Bank says in the next few years, they will change the face of all their existing branches to conform to the new identity. They also hope to add about 3 more branches to the already existing ones by the close of the year.
Estimated 5,000 youths across the country are to benefit from a training program following a memorandum of understanding between the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations, working in partnership with the Youth Employment Agency and the National Vocational Training Institute. Under the 10 million Ghana cedi agreement, the youth involved will be trained in carpentry, masonry, hairdressing and aluminium fabrication. The aim is to reduce unemployment through the channeling of skills into job creation.
Youth Employment Agency seeks to empower young people to contribute meaningfully to the development of the country. The objective is to provide the youth between the ages of 15 and 35 years with skills training and internship modules to transfer them from unemployment to the job market. Under this latest training program, the National Vocational Training Institute will receive at least 10 million Ghana cedis every year to ensure sustainability of the policy. The Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, said government is gradually addressing the problem of youth unemployment through strategic mechanisms aimed at job creation.
We are demonstrating our commitment to responding to the growing unemployment in the country and addressing the skills mismatch that exists in the country. So we expect 5,000 Ghanaian youth to benefit from this particular model.
The Executive Director of the National Vocational Training Institute, Mr. Stephen Amponsa, said the beneficiaries will be provided with a strategic set of skills that are demand-driven, not only in Ghana but across the world.
We are providing the skills and making sure that all those who acquire these skills put them to good use to build the economy. It is also going to be found in all the 10 regions of Ghana, where about 5,000 people will begin the process of acquiring skills in 10 selected trade areas.
The Chief Executive Officer of YEA, Mr. Ebo Bechim, added that to be able to fulfill their mandate of developing, coordinating and supervising all activities related to youth unemployment in the country, his outfit has adopted the strategy of partnering with agencies such as the NVTI.
Today is a combination of all the effort we put into it, and we are supremely confident of a successful collaboration. We've partnered with the Ghana Police Service, where we've trained and deployed 4,600 Ghanaian youth across the country. We've partnered with the Ghana Fire Service to train and deploy 2,000 Ghanaian youth distributed all across the country. We've partnered with the Ghana Prison Service to train 2,000 Ghanaian youth deployed across the country, in total 8,600.
The beneficiaries of the program will have the opportunity of selecting one of the 10 trade areas for which they will be trained. Finally, individuals will be helped with setting up a business, after which there will be a constant follow-up to ensure the businesses flourish.
You're watching the major news, and this is the business segment. All into bank market, the cedi gained 6 pesos to the pound sterling and 2 pesos to the euro. The local currency, however, lost a peso to the dollar to sell at 3 cedis 95 pesos. Light crude and cocoa appreciated by 3 cents and $19 respectively. Gold, on the other hand, decreased by $5, 40 cents on the international commodities market. Coming up is insurance news. Experian, a global information services company, has signed an agreement with 15 Indian life insurance entities. This means it will be easier to manage fraud in the life insurance sector. Life insurance companies will now be part of closed user groups sharing data relating to new policy proposals and claims. The insurance news was brought to you by SIC Live. We have more news coming up shortly.
Now, the International Diabetes Federation says about 266,000 people in Ghana have diabetes, with 71% of the cases undiagnosed. Following its research, the Federation warns that non-communicable diseases are on the rise in Ghana as in the rest of Africa, and diabetes is one of the most prevalent among these. To help improve on diabetes management and care, the Ministry of Health has signed a memorandum memorandum of understanding with the Danish pharmaceutical company Novo Nordisk.
The Health Minister, Mr. Alex Egbefia, and Emma Jacobsen, the Market Access and Public Affairs Director of Novo Nordisk Pharmaceutical Company, initialed the document. And under this new agreement, 2 additional diabetes support centers are being set up, bringing the number across the country to 8. The Minister for Health, Mr. Alex Egbefia, was optimistic that the move would help build upon the existing national strategy to manage diabetes and non-communicable diseases in Ghana.
Increasingly, we are finding that the health of our people cannot be left strictly to government. You need to go into partnerships and get private enterprise involved in the health process. 5 million people die from diabetes each year, if you go break it down that way. So it actually, on an annual basis, does more damage than the 3 ATMs put together, namely AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. That is the number of people who die from ailments that are related or derived from diabetes. So it's a big issue.
The Market Access and Public Affairs Director of Novo Nordisk Pharmaceutical Company, Emma Jacobsen, said to effectively battle diabetes, the focus must shift to the unmet needs of people with diabetes.
So it's a lot about creating awareness about diabetes, because 7 out of 10 people in Ghana who lives with diabetes are actually not aware they have diabetes. So that is the first thing. Then the second thing is to make sure that the healthcare practitioners are trained to prescribe the right medication to the right patients. And then, of course, it is a matter of actually making sure there is a facility so that there is an actual clinic having all the right equipment in there.
Following the signing, officials from the Royal Danish Embassy and Novo Nordisk visited one of the diabetes support centers at the South Municipal Hospital in Weja to access the progress of healthcare delivery at the center. The center was established in 2014 and currently serves as a referral point for chronic diabetes cases. The medical superintendent at the hospital, Dr. Matilda Ajimai, said about 1,600 patients visited the center in the first half of this year. Faustina Ama and Lawrence Wedu have lived with diabetes for the past 3 years.
You be not diabetes, with diabetes. You some short. To me call hospital na doctor catch them say me problem ni. Doctor show me kakra na me too much na me nko. To me ba hospital na be hu center. Na me say na me ba say ta ha. Ukro no bi na me diabetes at 20.5. Na me adum ba hospital. Doctors and nurses let me ahwe me anene. Me diabetes and power 5.4 ho kra die.
Since 2012, Novo Nordisk has worked to improve access to diabetes care in Ghana.
Away from that story, medical experts say the first vaccine to protect against the sexually transmitted disease chlamydia administered via nasal spray has shown promising results. And that was health. Coming up is international stories.
Thousands of people on Wednesday gathered in the capital of Zimbabwe in a show of support for 92-year-old President Robert Mugabe. France's National Assembly has voted by a huge majority for a proposed law that would extend the state of emergency for 6 months.
Hello there, my name is Rebecca Ewa, and for the sports side of the news, let's start off from the quarters of the ongoing Premier League, where mysterious Ebusua Dwarf beat Kumasi Asante Kotoko by 4 goals to 1 at the Cape Coast Stadium. The encounter was one of the midweek matches in the ongoing Ghana Premier League. Here are results of other matches played. Hearts of Oak beat Brekum Chelsea by 1 goal to 0 in Accra, and Wow Stars thrashed Techiman City FC in by 2 goals to 0. In Bechem United drew 1-1 with Ash Gold, and Dreams carried the day by 2-0 against Diana Stars, whilst in Kwame Diama took the day by 1-0 to Liberty Professionals. In Tema, Inter Allies beat Wafa by 1-0, and it was goalless between New Edubiase and Hazakes in Obuasi. Now to badminton, the biggest event on the calendar of the Badminton Association of Ghana, the Ghana Open, is set for the 27th to the 30th of July this year at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority Clubhouse in Tema. The championship has for the first time gone international, as players from Africa and Europe have confirmed their participation. So far, 230 players have registered to take part in the competition.
The 2016 Ghana Badminton Open Championship is one of the exclusive national tournaments under the patronage of the Badminton Association of Ghana. Badminton is the most exercised racket sport in the world and the second most viewed sport in the world. The purpose of the Ghana Open is to widen the national talent development program and to select athletes for the Veteran World Championship. It is also to build a solid national team towards the Africa and Commonwealth Games. Again, officials say the results achieved at the end of the competition will be used as a springboard towards the Olympic qualification in Tokyo 2020. With less than 5 days to go for the championship, officials say they are ready.
We have the most exploited number we've ever wasn't anticipating. We had a total number of 240 athletes. Yes.
Have confirmed.
Yes. Participation. Yes. And this was confirmed way back 2 months ago. From age 9 years right up to 64 years old. We have under 13, we have under 15, we have under 17, we have under 19, we have seniors, and we have the veterans. The veterans start from age 35 right up to 66 years old. We've got scholarships on the table for especially the juniors, academic scholarship, because we liaise with some of the universities. As you know, badminton is one of the sports which is taught accurately very well in some of the universities in Ghana. So we've got 2 universities which are practically enduring badminton now as a full curricula. So basically they're offering those particular academic scholarship for these particular awards. In cash, total equivalent is about 10,000 Ghana cedi. There are prices of computers, there are prices of mobile phones that are added as well.
It's starting on the 27th, a week today we're starting.
Wow.
And then through to Saturday on the 30th.
Clubs from Accra Badminton, Akim Tafo, UCC, GPHA, Tema, GPHA Takrady, Ho, Wa, KNUST, Kumasi Club, Lekma Badminton Club, and Suhum Badminton Club will be participating. The rest include Takrady Badminton Club and Winneba Badminton Club. The motto for this year's championship is "See the speed, feel the heat."
We now move further afield, but still remaining in sports, where Great Britain's Mark Cavendish has pulled out of the Tour de France with 5 stages left to concentrate on his preparations for the Rio Olympics. The Manxman said